Okay, getting started with the first clip here. This was like November 7th. It was really cold that morning. This is back when I had a camera that batteries were terrible on, and I kept it inside my coat to keep it warm. And by the time this buck showed up and he was cruising quick, I got the camera out and got it on the tripod. My bow is still hanging up. Otherwise, I should have had him right there at 11 yards. Either way, he gets to 30 yards here. I get him to stop finally, and he's quartering away real hard. I miss. I am glad that I ended up missing this buck. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, really. I think he was a little bit of a younger buck, so missing him was kind of a good thing. I ended up trying to shoot him again here at about 40 yards at the end of this video. I ended up hitting a tree, another blessing. This is just a good example to keep extra batteries with you when you are out. One of the reasons I think I did miss this buck is I was wearing a really thick face mask this day, and I have a kisser button on my string, and I think when I came to full anchor, I was angled out just a little bit. Alrighty, let's take a look at the second video I got here. This is a buck that I had several pictures of him in the last couple years. I knew he was mature enough to harvest, and at this point, I think it was mid-November, so I was really focused on just filling my tag, I think, more than trying to get it on camera, which was unfortunate. He was coming through pretty calmly, and right there I dropped my binoculars, which about sent me into a panic, but luckily it didn't spook him too bad and he didn't take off running. Eventually he just kind of goes back to his business and doing his thing, scent checking for does, and you'll be able to tell here once he leaves the frame. I had plenty of time to get the camera around and turned on him and focused, really trying to pay attention to where he was going to stop and where I was going to release my arrow. After I do make the shot here at about 30 yards, he does run back into the frame on the top left corner. I'm just at full draw right now, trying to pick my spot, my location. After I make the shot here on him, he only went about 70 yards. I was pretty pleased with that. It wasn't too bad of a track job, really. Me and my brother were able to find him within an hour, so I did give him about 30 minutes after the shot. Alrighty, jumping into video number 3 here. This was a coyote that turned into a coyote pack real quick. I was focused on the one, and all of a sudden I realized there was 3 of them. And this one that you see right now, he had the drop on me. My bow's in my hand, but I still had to draw back, and I couldn't get him to stop. And he didn't have very much further to go once he leaves the frame there before he winded me. And the other 2 are still kind of putzing around at the bottom of the hill below me, and I thought maybe I'd get lucky and get a crack at one. After I lip squeaked, they all did big circles in different directions to figure out what it was. So I think the learning lesson here was if I wouldn't have lip squeaked, I might have had a better chance of getting a shot at one of these coyotes coming in naturally and not having to circle me. Got to pick your battles out there. It's just another example of trying to slow down and, work your camera as best you can, and if it happens, it happens. All right, let's get to video number 4 here. This doe, I just watched her for about 10 to 15 minutes on that field feed, and she's pretty calm, but once she decided she was going back to bed, she went quick. I should have been able to get her on film here. I mean, she is still in the frame, but not by much. I do get the arrow at least impact right there, and she didn't go far, 30 yards. Just an example of, try to take your time and make it happen, even though you think everything's moving 100 miles an hour, but in reality, you can more than likely get it done. I was just more focused on getting some meat for the freezer, I think, at this point. So nonetheless, it was a fun day, and hopefully a good learning experience, not just for me, but for you guys watching.